Good afternoon, everyone. In some different country now. Me and my buddy came over a couple of days earlier. We got a club trip over to Inglewood. We're in Inglewood now. We drove part way last night and we just ended up camping. I don't know where it was. We pulled up at some car park a couple of hours away. Yeah, and we just did the rest this morning, and I'm back at a spot where I found a little patch. I found a couple of bits just in here. It's just on the edge, like the diggings run down through here, and I found just real shallow scratching here. I found a couple little bits, and then I made my way down along the edge there, where there's not many diggings at all, and then the trench, the main run, the gully runs down through there, and just outside of it, up on the flats, I was just being real thorough. I was just gridding, and I picked up a little run all the way down through there of nice virgin nuggets that the old timers just hadn't worked up out of the gully far enough. And so I'm just back here because I found it. I went for a walk first, marked it again because after I deleted all my GPS bloody points. Stupid, I've lost everything. So yeah, luckily I remembered exactly where it was, and so I'm just going to start here with the GPZ and yeah, see how we go. It's pretty shallow ground. It runs just up here over there. My mate's up there where they kind of worked a little bit of a reef section, and that's very, very shallow. So, and then there's just diggings just run all through this bush everywhere. But yeah, I picked up a couple of bits there a few years back. One over here on this pile, and another one over there somewhere, and then the rest of them were down here up on the shallows, up on the flat ground where they hadn't dug. So I'll just see if I've missed anything, go back over it with the GPZ, and yeah, we'll see how we go. We're over here for about a week or so. And we just missed we had a little bit of showers this morning and last night, but everything else, it's supposed to be really nice from today on. Maybe a little bit wind tomorrow, but the rest of for about a week it's supposed to be really nice. But back home, back east, it's supposed to be torrential, like one of the biggest downpours we've had in a long time. They're expecting like 300-400 mil. So anyhow, I'll get stuck in and see how we go. Alrighty, well, it didn't take long. We already got our first take. I had to dig it first. I just had to be sure. But it's yeah, it's definitely livened up quite a bit. It's only going to be small, but this is exactly where, probably where the coil is there. I got one up there next to that, just in front of that tree there. I think there was another one on that side, but this was like super hot ground. Like, I just had to turn this down a couple of bits on the sensitivity as well. Turned it down a couple of notches because it was just, and the surface is real wet too, because they've had a good downpour of rain last night and this morning just before we got here, so the surface is nice and noisy. So yeah, I definitely got a little target here already. Definitely got a little target there already, which is cool. Yeah, I struggled in here with the GPX. It was a few years ago too. It's probably about three, maybe 4 years ago I was here last. Yeah, she's already out. I'll be in one of these clumps somewhere. It's only going to be small, I'd say. Here we go. Somewhere here. It's in this one. I think that's it. Oop, yeah, that's it. I just broke a piece off it too. There's a little piece on my finger that I just broke off. And there's the other one. Probably a little 0.1, 0.2. Sweet. That's pretty good. I've only just been started detecting too. So I'll cover this whole area. It's everything. Come up a little bit higher. It's only shallow, just sitting down in this clay gravels. So, ripper. Sweet. Nice and slow and thorough. Alright, still, I'm just plodding along through the flats here, just out of the diggings. Just over there was where it last time, well, a few years back, there was a little run just over there, just up on the flat. So I'm just working through here where I didn't really go into last time. I just picked up quite a few, there's a few little lead shots just on the surface, and I didn't film this one because it was in the surface stuff as well. And yeah, it's a bit of gold, this one. Just a little one. Just a little bit. But yeah, it was just in the shallow stuff. Just sounded like a little lead shot. But there's a bit of shallow ground here. You can see the rock there. There's a tiniest little shallow trench they've tested just here. Like it's only like inches, few inches deep. That they've dug a little bit of rock out. So I'll cover this whole area. Pretty much anywhere between here, these diggings, and that reef section up there, right on top of the flat. Could potentially be anything. So cool. Alright, I'll keep cruising along through this section. Alrighty, a little ways from that last bit I got. I only like 3 feet from it, someone had already dug out. I picked up someone's lead shot that they dug up and left there. You could see it was only like 3 feet from where I just got that little piece of gold over there before. But I just come across here, just down onto the edge of the main little gutter. And there's just a little shallow, not even an inch. And I just smudged the coil. And there's a little bit right there. Just a little flat one. Loves these little ones, eh? This GPZ. Just picks them up really, really well. Yeah, number 3. It's pretty good. Yeah, here comes my buddy. He's snooping. Alright, we'll keep going. Alright, morning everyone. At it again. Day 2. Bit of a late-ish start. Just had a bit of a sleep in. It was beautiful, pretty warm this morning, so just had a bit of a sleep in. It's a bit windy today, but beautiful clear skies. And I think this wind's supposed to disappear today, late today or tomorrow or something. And then for another week it's supposed to be just nice, beautiful weather. Anyhow, yeah, we're out having another crack today. Yeah, just see how we go. We'll just keep plodding around and see what comes up. Yeah, we'll get stuck in. Alrighty, just went exploring. I went where I was quite a few, maybe a K or so that way. Come up and over a ridge, followed a couple of little diggings, just little tiny little potholes, testings across a little flat ridge, and then found some more diggings. Walked up a ridge. I followed a quartz run up a ridge. They've tested up on the ridge there. They've sunk some deep shafts. There's one decent one, and then there's another big one up here behind it. They've dropped down onto it. And these are all pretty darn good. I think this one just kind of stops. I can't quite see over that one. There's a couple up on the ridge too. They're quite deep, but it looks like they've just gone down on them, and then it maybe, I don't know, it's pinched out or something, I don't know. One of them looked like it tunneled off, but the other one was just yeah, she's hard to see down there without getting too close. There's a big rock. I'd say this was definitely the source, because the diggings pretty much just stop right here at this kind of head of the gully. They pretty much just stop, but they do continue over there. There's a split in the little gully. There's a gully like right there, and there's a reef like right on the edge of it, and there's another little split that runs off that way, another branch, and it looks like there's more diggings over there. So I'd say the reef popped up over that side as well somewhere. Yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go into the gully, because I actually found a bit of bedrock in the gully. It's only very shallow. So there's a digger hole there, another couple of little test holes there, and it looks like it just completely stops. They've worked up into the bank a little bit here. But then it just completely stops. So that was obviously the definite source, because they've done such a decent dig on it. And look, oh, there's bedrock there. Bit of bedrock there. Nice wafer stuff to catch the gold in. And they've worked up the banks here a little bit. There's a lot more diggings back down that way, so I'm going to slowly make my way back to camp. And look at this whole side. Once you come up and over this side, up, get to the top of the ridge and come back down, this whole side is just littered with ironbark. And we're over there the other side last night, huddling around our little fire, burning bloody shitty eucalypt. Doesn't put out any heat, it's full of ash. So we're going to come over this side, move camp, burn beautiful hot ironbark, and potentially some better diggings a bit closer to the source. So yeah, I'm going to turn my detector on. There's a bit more bedrock just down here. There's bedrock there. Nice little pockets and catches. Yeah, I'll just work my way down this, back down the gully, and then find a spot to camp on the way out, and then make the walk back to camp, and then pack up camp. Pretty quick and easy to pack up, and we'll just move over this way. Better wood, better diggings. Looks like there's a little bit less activity too, like people wise. Don't really see too many diggings at all, like detector diggings. Yep, that's the plan. Alright, if I find a bit in the gully, I shall let you know. Alrighty, I'm working my way downstream, or down this little gully, side gully in here, and there's bedrock running all the way across, and it's shallow. That's bedrock just there, and it runs up right up to here, so they've worked right up and over it. So it's pretty shallow. Just got a nice target down here in all this stuff. I think I saw something. Here we go. Nice bit. You know, that's the biggest bit for the weekend. Oh, for the week so far. So we're definitely going to. I'm definitely going to come. I reckon we'll pack up and come over here. It's actually, the wind's gotten up, and it's not too bad when you're down here. I'll see where the track comes up to, and all that sort of stuff. It's a fair way back over that way, but I've got to walk in here. But still, yeah, we've got all these banks, like the bedrock. That's bedrock there. So it runs right up and out, shallow. Yeah, and then you've got the reef upstream, and so potentially anywhere up higher, all through the middle there, because it's. Oop, that'll be the telephone. I'm not going to get that out in a hurry. Anyhow, I'll get going, and yeah, see how we go. Alrighty, I'm back at it. After I'm back where I was. I got that last one just there. Yeah, I've just quickly raced down through here a little bit, and then I just turned the machine off and I went back to camp, and we packed up and we moved over this way. There's another nice campsite over here. It's not too bad out. The wind's picked up quite a bit. It's supposed to be windy today and tomorrow, I think, but it's not too bad. At least there's no massive big trees like back home. It's all just little tiny stunted stuff. Yeah, so anyhow, I've just come back here to start off again, go nice and slow and thorough, and just working over the edge of the bank here. I've got a target up here. It's only a little one, just just in here somewhere. So we'll have a look at this one. I think that's a lead shot. Alrighty guys, I'm still at it. It's getting pretty bloody dark though. Doesn't look like it on the GoPro, but because it's got such good filters and stuff in it, it still looks pretty daylight, but it's getting borderline time to start walking home maybe. But yeah, anyhow, I was going up that little gully over there where I got that other one, and then I went up the ridge, working below the reef where they'd worked below, and just seeing if I can pick up one out on the flats. But just 1 or 2 lead shots. So then I cut across the middle. In between there's another little shoot branch that goes off. Yeah, just got back here just where just before the junction. That's where I was up that one, just here. I just poked my coil in down behind this tree here. I was like, oh yeah, there's something there. So I didn't even bother filming, because I'm just trying to get as many targets in as I can before it gets too dark. And there's also possible it's been spitting for a little half an hour or so, just not enough to bother me, but it's trying to rain, I'd say, trying to. But anyhow, this target, she's a good one. Oh, and I just lost it. I can feel the weight on this one. It's a bloody good one, finally. Hey, that's a bloody ripper. Absolute ripper. Tucked up hard up, hiding behind this bloody ironbark. Stoked. Stoked. Probably 3 grams, maybe 4. I don't think I even bought scales with me this trip. That's bloody awesome. Absolutely awesome. Stoked. Stoked, stoked, stoked. So I'm glad we moved. Wasn't too far. It was a good K walk or more to it from where we were camped. So I've moved spots, and now this is all. It's not overly deep. These banks up here, they've like surfaced up a little ways, a fair way up on that side. They've done a lot more because the reef was on that side. But it'd be worth like just slowly gridding all these banks, getting every nook and little cranny. And yeah, I love fucking getting in all the tight little spots. I was thinking, oh, here we go, probably a piece of rubbish, because like I know a lot of people throw their rubbish around the base of a tree, which I don't know why, it's just what some people do, and then you have to dig it up again next time. So there's a good nugget. Woohoo! Right, I'll see how much more I can get done before it gets too dark. Cheerio. Alrighty, can't help myself, I'm still going. Only just a couple of meters from that where I got the big one just there, just working along the bank. And got another one down here in the broken down bedrock. Another target, and she's yellow. It's going to be hard to see this one, it's dark. There you go, just another little one, probably, I don't know, 0.2, 0.3. That was down there in a little decomposed like bit of the bedrock, because this is all shaly bedrock all the way up. It's not, as I said before, it's not very deep. That's bedrock there. That's bedrock, and it runs up on an angle all the way up here, and there's like surfaced the whole bank. It doesn't look like it, but it has been. They've only taken just the top layer off. But I kept digging down into this one quite a bit, but I'm pretty sure it's just a tree root. Like I was busting out bedrock, and I'm pretty sure there's a clump of tree roots down there, so it was just too, it didn't sound right. It wasn't changing, it wasn't really getting louder as I was getting deeper, so anyhow, I left that. I can re-dig it open tomorrow, maybe get my mate to go over it with his SDC. He's got a smaller coil, so but yeah, I'll keep going along here. It's really dark now. So another one for the jar. All right, still at it. Just right there. That's where I just got that last one. And only like 1, maybe 2 foot just here. Just got another little one, probably 0.2, I reckon. It's a solid little chunky ball. Bit hard to tell, sitting on the end of my finger there, just in front of the thumb. Anyhow, that's another one, just there. So yeah, I thought it was in the stuff that I'd scraped out, but it was actually underneath it. So alrighty. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go, I reckon. It's very dark. I know where I'm going anyhow, it's not that bad. Yeah, I might just leave this for tomorrow, come back nice and early and get stuck in. Alrighty, that's me for the night. Alright, the last one. Alright, good morning everyone. Day number 3. Gee, she was wild and windy last night. She's still pretty windy, but it's supposed to drop off by late this afternoon, so but it's not pretty nice where we're camped. And where we're detecting now, it's all protected and down in a little bit of a gully, so it's beautiful. It's not cold, it's just nice. Yeah, I'm right back where I left off last night. To where I got the last 2 real close together, and then the other one just under the tree there. So I just cleared off a few sticks, and nice and slow I'm going to cover this whole bank. And I just got another target already, coming back this way, somewhere over there. I think it's just in there, just in there. You can see it's quite shallow. They've obviously surfaced it, I reckon, because that's just bedrock, like right there, just little shaly bits, and there's like little pockets all the way through it. That's bedrock just there poking out. So this whole bank, just going to cover the whole lot. Slowly work my way along, shuffle the sticks behind me as I go, and nice and slow. I'll spend the whole day here pretty much, just so I make sure I cover every single square inch, just to make sure I get it all. Yeah, I can't hear it. There we go. Yeah, so there's a little target just there. sounds like it's still in the crack. Yeah. Here we go, first one for the morning. Just a little itty bitty one. Maybe 0.7, 0.07. It's not even 0.1 or I don't reckon that one. Tiny little bit. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to really slowly drag the wood down below where I've detected. Next bit, next bit, next bit. I'll just cover this whole bank. Cool. Alrighty. I didn't bother filming, but we got another one. Just a little itty bitty ones. Another little maybe 0.1. I got a couple of lead shots just on the other side of this tree. I'm still working this lower stretch along the bank, and then I'll step up and go back, and then step up, come back. Yeah, just a slow process, but there's obviously bits and pieces here. Just need to go nice and slow and thorough, and my mate's already covering. He's gone. He's bloody. He likes to just wander and doesn't sit still in the one spot. Anyhow, I'll just stay here and plod along all day. Alrighty, well, I've scoured that whole area, just a few meters past my jacket down there, and probably, oh, you can see kind of up to that, those couple of twigs across there, right all the way along, scanned along there. I've only got those two smaller bits, and 2 bits of rubbish, 1 lead shot and a bit of copper or brass or something, I think it was. And this is where I finished. I have my beanie in the tree here. This is where I kind of finished off. I'm just going to start doing this next little strip along here, and I got my first target already, just down here in the bedrock, just like right on the edge of the creek edge. So we'll see what this one is. Oh, maybe it's a hot rock. Maybe it's that thing. No. Oh, so it's that piece of rock. Pretty even noise, so, but we'll keep it. I'll give it a hit with the hammer later. Oh well, we'll keep going. Alrighty, on to another one. Oh, another target. Anyhow, we're down in here. Some good, there's a like decomposed bedrock there, which is pretty good signal. I'm just on the other side. I've covered that whole bank up to a few meters up, quite a few, probably 4 or 5 meters up. Covered that whole strip pretty thoroughly. So I just thought I'll come back, hop back onto this side and start working back down along here. And we've got another one. Well, another target. There's a nice little patch of bloody old wash down in there. Beautiful. All right. Whoop. Throwing it away. Sounds pretty good, a little bit bigger than the last couple, whatever it is. Oh, there we go. I see a little bit of yellow. Nice solid little piece. Probably 0.2, 0.3. Very nice. Alright, we're gonna have to cover this bank nice and thoroughly now. Alrighty, day 4. Couldn't manage to get anything late afternoon yesterday after lunch. But we're just up in another gully, another little offshoot of where we were before, and I just got my first one for the morning, just a little one, and my mate and literally like 5-6 meters away. Just got a nice little one too. That's his second one for the morning. He got another one just back down the gully there. So we're just checking all the banks and stuff, nice and slowly. Yeah, glorious day, absolute glorious. The wind dropped off last night. We went just dead calm. It was too noisy because it was so the wind had gone. You hear everything. No, it was good. Crystal clear skies, nice blue, sunny, beautiful. See how many we can get today. Alrighty, target number 2. And she's a bit bigger this time. A little bit bigger. Probably point. Yeah, better one. Probably 0.8. Hey? Probably 0.8. Right there, and then right there.
So been reachable with this?
Maybe. Depends if you slow down a little bit. Alrighty, still cruising along. Just been scouring this whole area very thoroughly. I've just been moving a little section of twigs and stuff, putting it behind me as I come up the hill, so it's all getting covered up again as I go. I got one bit of rubbish just over that side, and that's it since the last bit of gold over there. And just got a real shallow target up here, like we're almost like right on the very edge of where they finished surfacing, because they've surfaced right up to the edge here. And then that's flat virgin ground over there. And yeah, I just got another real little piece. Just because I'm being persistent and very thorough, removing everything and then putting it back down behind me. So I got another nice little one. Maybe 0.1. So that's good, right on the edge of where they finished. And I'm pretty sure I saw, yeah, just there, that's bedrock, or fractured decomposing bedrock. So I might have to have a bit of a scan through this shallow ridge top here. It's possibly a few laying around in there, because that's the reef system only just over there, and the other, this is like a little island in between two little gullies. And they went to town up here. They went nuts. So I'm guessing the reef went through, followed this gully that way, and yeah, because they've gone nuts up here. So this bit in here, this big flat area, it's got some good potential, because they haven't done any test holes or anything on there that I can see. But yeah, like they've surfaced all the way along, like right up to like a couple of inches, only a few inches, and then a bit of a, maybe about a foot or so there, and then it drops down deeper over there. And so yeah, cool. See how we go. Alrighty, finally got another target. It's been ages and ages. I went right up in there, scanning around everywhere. Right down here on the edge of the creek, sideways, and we're gonna have another nice one today. Another good one. It's probably 1/2 gram or something. Sweet. I'll keep working my way along, nice and slow. I've barely even moved from where I originally found that first one. So very slow and thorough, every square inch. Good afternoon, everyone. We've changed locations, just for something different. Thought we'd try somewhere else. I knew of a burn. There was a planned burn that was done around Inglewood a couple of weeks back, I'm guessing, or a couple of months or so back. I can't remember what this area is called. It's not too far out of Inglewood anyhow. Yeah, we're just wandering around, we're all kind of spread out. There's oodles and oodles of diggings. It's just bloody everywhere. But I'm guessing it's been pretty flogged because there's dig holes and scratches and stuff everywhere, and it's very, very open. But I managed to find one target. I got a couple of little lead shots way. I went right up over, there's like a bit of a ridge over that way. So I went up and over it, and you could see there's old river wash, like old lead wash, water worn stuff, and then it slowly changes to really sharp original stuff, and then it dropped back down the other side into a little gully, and I followed the gully all the way back down around the bottom here where it junctioned with this little gully. Then it goes into another big one. So I'm just kind of making my way back. The cars are just over here. So I'm just making my way back to the cars slowly. Yeah, I finally got a target. Something half decent anyhow, I hope. There was a big log by the looks of it sitting there, and it's all burnt away. This whole hill, I targeted this little patch because it was really black. So I'm guessing there was a lot of debris and leaf litter over it. Yeah, got a target, and it's in this clump somewhere. It's pretty loud, whatever it is. It's in some nice, it's in the nice old decomposed bedrock. So yes, it's very loud. So it's a half decent target, whatever it is. I haven't even seen yet. We've got a Kinder Surprise in this clump. This is pretty much the first, it is the first time I've turned the camera on since we've been here, so I've just been exploring and seeing what it's like. So we'll see what this one is. Hopefully something good. It looks round and flat. I think it might be a button. I'd say that's what it is. I don't think it's a coin. It's too light. Yeah, it's just an old button. Probably better start making our way back to the car. We've got to get back to the... we've also moved camp too, me and my mate. We've come over to the Inglewood Caravan Park for a few nights, because the rest of our club from East Gippsland have arrived. So some of them came yesterday and some today, and so we just went in to the park today and yesterday, sorry, and we'll hang out with everyone for the weekend. We've got to be back by 4:30, I think it is. The caravan park has organised for the Gold Gypsies from the Gold Show that was on TV. Organised them to come around and have a bit of a chat. Late this afternoon we'll have some nibblies and snack food and hot dogs and whatnot. Yeah, just have a bit of a chat to them and meet them, and so yeah, we'll see how that goes, and get out again tomorrow for another detect somewhere. I don't know if I'll bother coming back to this spot. Looks pretty hammered. It's a very easy access too, like that's the road right there. There's another road over there, there's another road down there, so it's just very, very easy accessed. So I might even head back to the spot where I was. Getting pretty consistent gold. So anyhow, that's it for, what's today? Day 5, I think. Yeah. Anyhow, cheerio. Look out, camera's back on. think we have one. It's a bit hard to see. Just in there, it's only little. Yep, we have one. Woohoo! Just at the end of the day. Bit hard to see. I'll get it out. It was just down. I just went up and around that side, and then I come down through this hole. It was on the inside of this hole, I guess, where the dirt's slumped back down into the hole. She was just there. I knocked a clump of dirt off, and it went all the way down the bottom, and then it disappeared. Yeah, and she was down in the hard pack stuff. Where'd I put that? Yeah, I've lost it. There it is. Yeah, she's only little. But I got one every day so far. Gold every day. Even though this one's a little one. Nice little piece. Very bright. Oh well. I got one. I'm happy. I'm going to finish the rest of that. I haven't done the top half yet. I might even drag some leaf litter out of there, I reckon. Alright. It sounds like the other boys are back at the cars. I'll just do this one and I might call it quits. Good day everyone. Day 6. We're out for another swing. Just in a bit of a, I think there's a reef that ran through here, because my mate got a couple of nice little species the other day. But yeah, anyhow, just wandering around. It's been done. There's dig holes everywhere, but yeah, there's still bits and pieces lying around, and amazingly enough, I just got a real nice deep one, really deep. And I'm pretty sure, yep, it's a nice little bit. Very nice little bit. Probably about half a gram, I reckon. 0.4 to half a gram. That's my first bit for today. I have to go nice and slow and thorough over this, because there's like mullock pile on top of mullock pile. It's all just stacked up. So there's a hole there, a hole there. There would have been a hole here, no doubt. There's a hole there, hole there, hole there. So there's like just mullock piles stacked on top of each other. Cool. Nice open ground. So I'm just going to have to go nice and slow, I reckon. Or even slower. Even slower. Because I thought that was actually just shit. Or there was an ant's nest there actually. So I just kept at it, and it kind of, yeah, it just ended up just kind of really livening up all of a sudden. So sweet. It's one bit for day 6. There's one every day, or gold every day so far. It's been good. All right, we'll keep at it. Afternoon all. I'm back out for another swing. I got that one bit and I did another half hour or something, and then went and had some lunch back at camp and whatnot. And yeah, now I've just been slowly working my way up this. They've kind of surfaced this whole area in between 2 gullies, because that's the main reef just over there in the head of that gully. And I'm guessing it shed right across this little island in the middle. There's another gully up there, because that's just digging like crazy up there. So I'm guessing that's shed across here, and they've surfaced this whole front edge here, I'm guessing, or majority of it anyhow. Yeah, I just got a real funny tone down here. I've taken a bit off the top already and down to Getting down to some nicer material at least. Hopefully we're onto something good. Hopefully. She's really drawing down, and then it's different. This one's different. Very different. I'm hoping it's something nice. So I thought I'd turn the camera on this time. I haven't been doing too much actual filming of the dig. Just been trying to do as much as I can. Where's my pick? There it is. I'll have to work around that tree. Come on, be a good one for once. Be a good one. Oh, it's still in there. I'm gonna have to disturb this little tree root. Bugger. Stay there and we'll replant you. Whoa, there's that red stuff. Oh, I hope this is bloody good. Did that change? The colour change there. Oh, here's some bedrock down there, or decomposed bedrock anyhow. She was really drawing down, so I'm hoping it's something half decent. Oh. Yeah. Come on. Oh, it's out. Reckon it's in this real dark stuff here somewhere, I reckon. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, I hope this is good. Not a piece of crap. Alrighty. Moment of truth, come on. Well, whoa, you bloody ripper. Check that out. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. That was a virgin one too. Virgin nugget. Sitting up here on this, because there's a reef right there. So it would have shed down across this whole island at some stage. I knew there'd be one here somewhere. Now I'm gonna have to oh, it's a good one too. It's a good 2 or 3 grams, that one. I'm gonna have to very, very carefully scale this whole area now. Sweet. Solid little lump. Not as big as the one I got earlier in the week, but stoked. Stoked. Yes. Alright, because you can see just back here, kind of this point here, you can see they've surfaced right up to here. They've surfaced around there, this little bit here, surfaced all this, because that's the reef there. Surfaced down along the bank here, and then they've cut in and around here, and there's a little tiny dip there, and a dip, and then it dips down again and again and again. They've just done this whole knob in between the 2 gullies, and I'm just above where they've finished off, so I'm going to have to grid this section nice and thorough, and hopefully we can pick up a few more. Oh, I knew that was going to be something good. That was just drawing down, just pulling down so hard. Sweet. Ah, dear oh dear. Well, that just made me mind up for what I'm going to do for the next few more days that I'm here. We were going to tossing up whether to go out to Wedderburn and go and deal with some really thick stuff. I know there's some gold there apparently, but it's like all that crisscrossy crap like that, but 20 times thick. Yeah, we'll just come back and camp where we're camping. So that last night where we are at the park, and we'll come back out the bush for a few more nights. I did do some gridding higher up. It was over there, over that side over there. I got where I got those 1, 2, 3 or 4 bits over there, and I came straight in and then straight back. I zigzagged through just hoping to see if there's anything there, but because it's very shallow. Like there's bedrock, decomposed bedrock poking up here, there and everywhere. So sweet, 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 sweet. Anyhow, enough of rambling. It's a bit dark, but just an update. I only got that one big one, or biggish one, and that was it. I thoroughly just kept detecting, gridding, and yeah, just one little lead shot. That's all I got. It's pretty dark now. It won't even show up on the GoPro. I'm walking back to the car. Just got enough light to see. But I'll probably go back there tomorrow and just keep continuing on gridding. Got to be done for them virgin nuggets. Might not get another one. Could be just one little straggler. But it's all good fun. We'll see how we go. Go and have a feed. Yeah, sit down and relax. Alright, cheerio. Good afternoon everyone. I'm back out where I left off last night. I just covered up some ground that I've already uncovered with some branches on another spot, and just keep shuffling around, covering up what I've uncovered. Keep it as tidy as possible. Anyhow, I have 2 targets in this little patch here so far. Actually no, 3. I got a lead shot in there and in the moss. There's a lead shot just sitting on the surface. We have a really nice target similar to last night right there. So you can see that little dirty patch there, and we've got one down here which is more than likely a lead shot. It's only shallow. I've already had a boot scrape and I think it's already moved. Oh no, not quite. Yep, lead shot. Alright, let's go check this other one. Another listen. Sounds very nice to me. Had to be under a heap of tree roots, didn't it? See how we go. Gonna have to maybe even replant some of these. Plant him again. Almost. It's that's where the other one was over there. It just happens to be probably nothing, but it just happens to be in line. Right, where's my speaker?
See if we can get another one, eh? Come on. That'd be beautiful. Good start to the arvo. Sounds nice. I haven't seen anything yet. Ooh, something heavy there. That one? Yep. Yes. You bloody ripper. It's another one. Not as big as last night's. Probably go a gram maybe. It's still pretty solid. Sweet. I'll just keep cruising along. Just cover every little square inch. There's a little patch kind of this side. I've got to go through there. I've done through that little path there, I think, but there's a little clump on that around the edge of this side of the trees, maybe that side of those trees, and that little clump in there. Yeah, just slowly make my way up the ridge, well, island, ridge, whatever. But I managed to get a fair bit done last night. Just kind of over to that big tree over there. Just kind of, you can, bit of a circle really, all the way around. I've done all this. So yes, and I did get a real small one right over there on the top edge, just where they've finished surfacing on along the bank. So, and yeah, that's what I said yesterday. I came in straight across and then straight back, just kind of zigzaggy, but yeah, now I'm going to go thorough, like thorough. See what else is here. Alrighty. Well, wouldn't believe it. I was just heading back to camp. Just randomly having a swing down the creek. I got a second piece for the day. Little point tour probably. Sweet, just there in the creek. A few inches, oh, probably 3 inches down or something, 4 inches. Wicked. Extra happy now. I was feeling all tired and worn out. A little bit perked up again now. I might have to go back up there. Perfect little dropout point though. There's a bit of a rock bar there, so it slows the water down. Sweet. Well, time to head home. The showers came in a day early. It wasn't supposed to be very high chance this morning, but it came in during the early hours of the morning, and it's just that consistent annoying drizzle, so we just had to pack the gazebo up and whatnot in the rain, in the wet drizzly stuff. So we're all packed up and we're heading off. Gonna make our way home. Whether we do it in 1 day or 2 days, it's supposed to be showers for the next 3 days, so yeah, it's been very good. Thank you, Inglewood. Yeah, I'll do a total tally up when we get home. Had a little bit of a clean. There's a little bit of dirt still on them, but I'll give them a bit of a clean and see what the total is. It should be pretty darn good actually. Consistent gold every day, so for what was it, six or 7 days straight, that was good. And yeah, we're off. Go and make our way back to the flooded East Gippsland. Alrighty, cheerio guys. Alright, hope you enjoyed that one, and you didn't get too bored. I know it's pretty long. I just I thought about breaking it up into days and then maybe into half, and I just thought, stuff it, I'll just put it all into one, and yeah, so be it. It's going to be a long one, and I just hope everyone hung around long enough to watch it all. I think I only put a couple of rubbish ones in there, so that's nearly all gold digging. So anyhow, we'll get this trip all wound up. There you go. Not a bad tally. Yeah, I can't even remember which ones. I know the big ones. Yeah, we'll just chuck them all on the scales, eh? Just the big one I got in the second day, I think it was. .2. Sweet. Alright, that was that first virgin nugget one I got. Nice big solid little chunk. 2.69. And that was the other virgin flat one. 0.87. And what else we got? 0.4. 0.4. Half grammer. Yeah, and yep, we'll chuck all these other bits. Chuck them all on. .88. Not a bad trip. Not bad at all. Alright, hope you enjoyed. Sorry for it being so long, and hope that you stuck around the whole length and whatnot. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a full length one instead of breaking it all up. Anyhow, I'll see you all next time.